Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Donna from radiologic.com, helping you go from the classroom to the X-ray room with ease. So today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to get into the pros and cons of being a radiographer, X-ray tech, radiologic technologist, whatever else. I don't choose technician. We don't say technician over here because we don't fix machines. That is biomed's job, right? But anyway, so let's get into the pros and cons of being a radiographer.
I'm in need of an X-ray, 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 X-ray.
I've been a radiographer now for almost a year, and I have realized that these pros and cons hold very true, and you might want to know about these things before you actually get started, or maybe you're graduating and you're now thinking, oh shoot, what's gonna happen, right? Pro number one is job stability. You're a radiographer, medical imaging. What they cannot see, they cannot diagnose, right? Yeah, you might have a headache, but having a headache doesn't mean you have a CVA or something like that, right? So you need medical imaging to really see inside, because we don't want to be guessing when it comes to your patient's diagnosis. We don't want to guess, okay, yeah, this person probably or likely has this. No, we want to be sure in diagnosing patients so we know exactly how to treat with the problem. Radiography is also a field that is in high demand all over the world. Wherever you go, there are going to be radiographers that are in need. There will be a lot of vacancies, and believe it or not, no matter if you have 50 radiographers working in a hospital, likely it's not even going to be enough, right? Because some radiographers in a certain day might be doing theater, the others will be in cath lab, some will be in nuclear med, some will be in main X-ray, accident and emergency, CT, MRI, ultrasound. Well, if you specialize in ultrasound as a radiographer as well, right? So there are a lot of things that we do, and we are in high demand. They need us, okay? So that's a pro. You will always have good job stability, as well as you'll get to further your career in different modalities. So as I said, nuclear med, CT, MRI, ultrasound, whatever else there is. Some people solely do fluoroscopy cases, you know, so whatever you choose to do, you have an option there. By the way, do check out my quiz. I'll link it in the description bar below, in case you haven't specialized yet, or even if you did already. What radiography modality best suits you? That's the quiz, right? Anyway, moving on. Another pro is that the pay is pretty decent. Generally, when compared to other jobs, yes, we're paid well, but when you actually start your program, soon enough you'll realize that you have to work very hard for every single dollar that you get. You're not gonna be just getting a set of money and barely putting any work, right? You'll be working pretty hard, and you'll be doing a lot right through the day. So, you know, I always feel like us radiographers could be paid more, but generally, the pay is nice. As a radiographer, you're kind of encouraged to be creative, be adaptive, like adapt to different situations. Trauma radiography, you know, patients coming in with all kind of issues, with all kind of limitations. So as a radiographer, in order to get your best diagnostic image possible for the radiologist to make a report on, for the doctor to see, you need to adapt to whatever situation that might be brought into the room. When you go out into the field, everything is in textbook, right? So that's why, you know, we have to be creative in order to get the job done. So those are the pros. Let's get into the cons now, because they are, you'll see. So con number one, and I think this is one of the biggest cons, is that radiography, the field of radiography, medical imaging, is physically demanding, physically tasking. You are standing all the time in order to do the X-ray. You're lifting and stretching and pulling all the time, right? You're on your feet, you're walking up and down because ICU calling, resource calling, the wards need portable X-rays as well, isolation need X-rays. You're walking all over. Get some good shoes because you'll need it. It is physically demanding, and chances are you'll be pretty tired at the end of the day. Another big thing is that it can be very stressful, especially if you're working in a high dynamic environment where everything is all over, this going here, that going on there, you have to do this, have to go here. It does get a bit stressful. You know, different times you'll be rostered in different areas, I guess, if not modalities, but areas. So sometimes you might be in main radiology, which has their busy days, trust and believe, or it might be an accident and emergency. As I say, no 2 days are the same, so you really never know what the day is going to bring. Once in a while you'll have those nice relaxing days, and you get to use the Q word that we don't really like to use in the department, because as soon as you say that, patients for some reason want to start flooding in, right? But yeah, it can be pretty stressful and tiring. The next thing is that you will likely work shift hours. So even if you're working at 9 to 5, or I shouldn't even say 9 to 5, even if you're working a standard 40-hour week, chances are if you are in a larger hospital or somewhere that has many different modalities, you're going to be working shift hours. So for us, we work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., then 3 to 11, or 11 to 7 a.m. So there's always a lot of shifts, things change around. Sometimes you might think you're home next week Friday, and then shoot, you have to come out and work, you know, like it's a lot. So when it comes to your schedule, you won't really get time to really settle unless you work in a place that operates during daylight hours only, and then you'll have a little bit more freedom where that is concerned. And the last point, which doesn't affect you necessarily personally, but affects the field on a whole in a way, and that has to do with being taken for granted or being underappreciated, not being taken seriously, or just not having a voice within your own field. Like, sometimes people forget what radiographers do. They forget that radiographers exist, but they know that they need you. Like, a patient comes into research, what's the first thing they want to do? An ECG and a chest x-ray. You know, a patient has to go theater. What they need to do first? A chest x-ray. The surgery going on, what you need to do? Have the C-arm so that I can see, okay, I'm going to put this nail in or this screw in for auto cases. You can't just push a screw in somebody and not know where it's going, right? You need to see the levels, you need to see the anatomic markings. So you need radiographers. Like, a hospital cannot survive without us. They call us for everything and anything, yet at the same time, we aren't valued. You know, we aren't valued as we should be. Sometimes we're overlooked. So like, you know, for example, when the pandemic started, a lot of people were saying thank you so much to all the doctors and nurses, because apparently doctors and nurses are the only two groups of people within the medical field that see patients. But how do you feel apart from doing a swab test? How do you feel they confirm what exactly is wrong with the patient? To see the lungs, to see how it affects the patient. We need to do a chest x-ray, we need to do CTs, you know, so, or ultrasound in some cases. People don't realize our worth, and they don't appreciate us as they should, or they don't hold us in a similar esteem. And in general, like when Nurses Week or whatever comes along, Nursing Week or Nursing Month or whatever, I don't even know at this point, like a lot of emphasis and decor and everything goes into it. And then when it comes to World Radiography Day, the one day we tend to be overlooked or be recognized the week after or something like that. I don't get it. And it's not just here in the Caribbean or anything like that. It's worldwide. Radiographers will, I think everybody will all agree that we aren't represented as much, as well as we don't have that same kind of essence. People devalue us a little bit until they need us, which they always need us. So, you know, it's a give and take. Anyway, so those are all my points. Take with it as you will, do with that information as you will. It's up to you. At the end of the day, the job is very fulfilling. You get to help be a part of a patient's diagnosis. You get to help be a part of the whole steps in what they need to take in order to better themselves, and it's very fulfilling to be able to help other people. So that is it for this video. I hope that it was helpful and it gives you a better insight, and you're able to weigh the things and take precautions where necessary. So thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Share with a friend, help out a friend, a colleague, a classmate, or I don't know, share with your parents. Let them know, hey, mommy, daddy are interested in radiography. I think I want to do this, okay? So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Turn on your post notifications, by the way. That's all I have to say. Bye.